Okay, so this video is just from request by Kat. Just going to show you some things to do when dueling. First thing I'm going to say though is that something important that you want to include is with stats text, make sure you're displaying percentages, and that's about it really. But the percentage is particularly important because when, say, you're getting someone down to 25%, you need to know exactly when that 25% and not when they're at, say, 26, because it could mean the difference between getting a kill and not getting a kill, especially on the healer. Some other things I need to mention. Felhunter's over here, and he's staying about on like 30 yards safe from this portal, which gives a nice means like when I put on whatever, he's within range of the health funnel. And he should be within range of whatever anyway, because he's got pretty long range, it's like 45 yards or whatever. But the other thing is when, especially versus the melee, you want to keep it about 20 yards from the portal. So kind of this sort of a semicircle around it does particularly well. It also means that, say, if a melee runs away from you, say to there, like all the way down this ramp, obviously if this was in the BG, but if they're running away from you, you can then run back, and then gain the extra distance when you get within range of your portal, and port straight away. And all the dots ticking on them and whatnot, and they're going to be dying as you're running away from them, and it'll be quite hard for them to get within range again. And yeah, that's about it really. The only things you want to note really is if you use, say, Shadow Ward versus a DK and someone else gets involved in the combat, start just throwing up your other random buffs, things like your detect invisibility and whatnot, so that can't be spell stolen or dispelled immediately. And yeah, that's really all things you need to know for some basic things without actually getting into a duel yet. Okay, this is versus Resto Shaman as Destruction. You basically just want to knock down the Tremor and he should die. I mean, this isn't even going to be funny when you see this burst. You couldn't see that, but I actually had a spell over the top of his thing. He's already had to use String, he's already had to use well, quite a lot of cooldowns basically, and it's already so soon into this fight, it's not even, and he's down. It's just turreting damage into him basically until he drops. Basically it's just like the start, if you go back and rewatch it, it was a fear into a death call into a spell lock, and it forced the NS immediately. He had no choice but to NS it, so that's all really needs to do, just pop those and yeah, go for the kill. Okay, I'm just dueling early shaman now. That kind of screwed up a bit here because my massive macros are kind of dead, so you want to spell lock the nature's school obviously, because it means that, well, that's his like greatest kind of advantage over you. You want to stop him healing at all costs and really just go straight down. I mean, there's no real issues if you do get an early shaman 1 versus 1, especially if you're like as good as I am, but really it's just a case of knock down the tremor, escape artist the earthbind roots, and then yeah, throw the death clone. It should finish him really. And if it didn't, it'd just be a case of reapplying the spell lock, because as you saw, it just came off cooldown. And that'd really do it. That'd be the finishing nail in the coffin. Okay, this versus the Shadow Priest. He's pretty good, so it's gonna be again another pretty difficult fight. He's just taken off a UA accidentally, but hey, everyone makes mistakes. Because I didn't get the fear when I tried to devour it. I spell locked the Vampiric Touch, which you wouldn't really need to do normally. I screwed up there with positioning. Notice what I'm doing with my pet here. I need to pull the pet back, leave it here, run into him, and then get the fear, followed by a hound, because he had the field up. Now I'm going to pull. Oh, it was too fast. Doesn't matter. It just means that after this, when he gets that on, yeah, I'm just basically going to have to kite this fiend around a bit. Locked him out of shadow. Very late, but I locked him out. Dying with the fiend is quite a good idea, simply because it also heals you. Then basically just get back onto him, keep the pet away from you so that it doesn't get caught in the fear. Try and get as much damage going as you can like this, at this kind of range. Spell lock when he's kind of at a lower point of mana and lower point of health. Also try and stop damage on myself because I was taking quite a lot there. I'm more than likely going to lose this now because I'm taking way too much damage. That was a very good dispersion. It meant that my death coil didn't heal fully, which was very good for him. At this point, it's going to be quite hard for me to trample off the wind because he's really forcing down my HP and my mana. So I'm gonna have to start life tapping a lot, and it's really gonna screw over my ability to try and get the kill on him. I mean, he managed to get the fear there, but it was of no real consequence to me. And now he's going to be on a defensive quite a lot. I keep my pet now within range, so I've got a good 20 seconds to leak a fear again. And at this point, he's pretty much given up because he's got no mana. He's got Fiend's gone, he's dispersed, and that's it. That's the game over. And yeah, really you just want to constantly keep up the pressure, and make sure you don't get caught with your pet. I did pretty poorly with it this time because my pet got caught in 2 fears. You can afford one because that's obviously the one which you're going to trinket. But if it happens twice, it could essentially mean a loss. He's quite geared, so it's not like as if I got away lucky there with him having bad gear and not being able to finish me. He could have easily done it. But it was just a very hard matchup, really. Now this is an interesting matchup. This is Ath versus Arrested Druid, and there's quite a few ways to do it. You can do it just by simply draining mana, and it will be over in a matter of goodness knows however long. But it is kind of annoying to do in duels, so I'm going to be quite respectful to him and just do it damage wise. You've got really 3 other ways to do it. Your first way is just by pure damaging until he goes zoom. Your second is by doing what I'm about to do now. Fear, when he's got no hots up. Spell lock. Into Death Coil. And then he had to NS, and then I do it one more time after this, because my Death Coil will be up a few seconds before his NS's, which is going to screw him over. Use Fear just to interrupt heals here. Again, look, his stack of blooms just fell off, which has really screwed him over. He's kind of annoying me here, but hey. Spell lock at the end of this, and in comes the Drain Soul. And he's geared. I mean, there's quite a lot of damage going on to him. But yeah, that's all you really essentially have to do is keep the pressure going. I mean, you have no reason to fake cast. You've got no real reason to trying to avoid CCs and whatnot because he doesn't really have the time to. He can't afford to do it. So yeah, just try and keep up that kind of pressure the whole game. Guess the duel with the rogue as destruction. Essentially, I'm only using the pet to do extra damage and nothing else. You just want to be as fast as possible doing shit like this, and you just fucking unleash as much damage as possible. I mean, my damage is absolutely insane. Use the Battle Masters as you know he's going to reopen, and then it's just a case of waiting out this stun lock, and then once you're he's dead, pretty much. And that's all there is really to it. I mean, as destruction, it just takes one freaking shot and he goes down. So, okay, this is a duel as Ath versus a rogue. This is pretty difficult. He just opens straight on me, which kind of screwed me over. But hey. Okay, because I got the dot on him before he could reopen, he had to. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to cloak now. I don't have my Battle Masters, which is kind of unlucky and unfortunate, but hey. I'm gonna portal. Throw a coax. As he comes close, throw in the Death Coil. Fear him after this. Because I've got the slow talent after the fear, it's kind of balls them over a bit. I'm kind of playing a little bit poorly here in that I'm not actually using my pets to do damage as well, but it doesn't really matter because yeah, he's down. Really that's what you got to do. You've got to use the coins once you port, so that he has to, well, if he does play sprint or if he doesn't, but it's trying to force that sprint so he can't get close to you to get a finisher. Trinket one of the kidneys, you sacrifice for the other kidney, and really if after 40 seconds you haven't got the kill in, it's going to be a loss because after a third stun rotation you're going to be down. So it's got to be basically it's a 40-second fight, and at 40 seconds, yeah, it should be a win for you. But I was going to go wrong very easily. I mean, I got kind of lucky. So okay, ultra hard moding. This is versus a warrior, so this is going to be pretty damn beasty. I mean, he's got all kinds of gear, which is just going to absolutely wreck me into oblivion. It's just a case really of doing as much damage as possible to him before he does as much as he can to me. Got to port out after Blaze Storm as fast as you humanly can. Throw up the thingy, and then yeah, that's basically it. It's just a damage race, first person to kill the other, and you've got to port the Blaze Storm. You have no other choice, and his gear is absolutely incredible. He's got DBW and all that kind of stuff, so it's very hard to try and score the kill on him. guess rematch versus that same warrior. He starts mounted. I mean, I could do the same and bug his charge, which is where you just jump, and it means that his charge doesn't go through. I held Turk quite early, so he has to use his Berserker Rage just to get out of it. He's going to Blaze Storm. You can tell because he used sweeping strikes. You want to get away, as I said again, as fast as humanly possible. You want to throw out the Death Claw, get in the Haunt, sacrifice, get Ethereum because now he doesn't have off his Berserker Rage, slow him with Shell Flame, and then that should be it really. It looks easy, but you've got to basically be as fast as humanly possible to try and beat him, and a lot of the time it will result in a loss for you, so you just got to throw out all your cooldowns to try and get the kill, well, basically before he kills you.